Oakland makes the deal because in the trades for Samardzija and Lester last season, their farm system was somewhat depleted, and I think they saw this as a way to shore themselves up at a number of positions. In this offseason, the narrative about the A's has been, okay, they're going to go get a shortstop and they're going to be ready to play. But Billy Beane never thinks that way. He thinks that the whole roster is in flux, that you can move any piece. And by this trade, by the fact that they traded a great third baseman, a great defensive third baseman, a really good player, a guy that they sort of invented, they moved him from catcher to third, and making this trade, and there are other trades in the works. I think two things. We have to wait and see what they look like on opening day. I think there's probably going to be more like this that'll kind of make you jaw drop. But remember, 3 years ago, they traded 3 all-star pitchers and thought they were – and told everybody we're going to take a step back, and that was the beginning of 3 straight playoff appearances. So I think you have to look at the whole picture. But with the way Billy Beane looks at it, the way he went out and got Ike Davis, and he's gotten guys at positions that don't make sense. I think he looks at every player as an asset, and I think he looks at the general value of his players increased today because Josh Donaldson was coming up on arbitration, free agency, and all of that. So let's see what it looks like. This is a step toward strengthening the organization as a whole, but the idea that they're going to take a step backward in 2015, I wouldn't buy that just quite yet. Regarding Billy Beane, here's the deal. He makes trades, and because he makes trades, because he views every player as an asset, he's going to get calls on all his players, on Jeff Samardzija, on Sonny Gray, on Scott Kazmir. General managers are going to call because while Billy may set out the offseason saying, and he may very well have begun this offseason saying, okay, we're going to upgrade at shortstop and we're going to be ready to go play next year. We're good enough to go to the playoffs a 4th straight time. But he's willing to consider everything. He surrounds himself with very smart people. Nothing is off the table. I believe his line is, I never rule anyone in, I never rule anyone out. There's a reason he doesn't like to travel with the team. He doesn't like to get close to his players. He tries to view the team strictly in analytical terms. And let me just say, and from a larger context, this guy changed the world. The idea to incorporate analytics into roster construction, into lineup construction, into defensive alignments has changed the world. It's given all the things that we've seen in terms of competitive balance are in large measure. Now, a lot of it has to do with revenue sharing and competitive balance taxes and all that the commissioners instituted. But a lot of it is the Rays, the Indians and all, the Rangers. There's a way you look at there are more and better ways of analyzing players than ever before. And that all began with Billy Beane and Moneyball in Oakland.